Hi guys, David Michael here. I wanted to show you guys what I consider to be my #1 medicinal mushroom. This is chaga. Look at the outside of this. Looks like it's burnt or charred, but it's not. And you can see pieces of white birch bark right here infused into it. And the side that attaches to the birch is right here. It's yellower than this when you cut it fresh. This is dried for a while. A friend of mine gave me this at a foray recently because Dawn and I have not made it to northern Wisconsin. And all my chaga at home is already processed. So medicinally, this is kind of a wonder tea as far as traditional medicine goes. Now, there haven't been any human trials on this, just in vitro trials and trials on mice. And one of the reasons I don't think they've pushed for human testing on it is there's no money in it for the pharmaceutical companies to spend the amount of money they would need to test this on humans. But the studies that have been done show that this lowers blood sugar. They show that it is anti-inflammatory. They show that it is anti-tumor, that it eradicates cancer cells and leaving intact healthy cells. Now when I process for tea, I basically knock it into chunks, and I keep some of the bigger chunks off to the side for a daily routine. The rest of it I dry, and once I dry it, I put it in a tincture, and then another portion of it I dry and then put in a coffee bean grinder, which sounds like it's going to explode, and turn this into powder. But this is full of antioxidants, like I said, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor. It's got a lot of properties. There are a couple of hazards. It thins the blood. So if it thins the blood, you don't want to be taking chaga when you're on any kind of medication that is already thinning your blood. And then the other thing is that prolonged exposure to this in heavy dosage builds oxalates, because it has oxalates in it, and oxalates will cause kidney stones. But I take about 1/4 teaspoon of this a day. I drink a cup of this a day, whether it's from my tincture or what I do on the stove. I take this every day, and I consider this to be my #1 preventative medicine. And you can really tell when you're taking it. It improves your cognition, it improves your endurance and your stamina. You feel better. It relieves fatigue, muscle joint aches. There's a bee flying by Dawn. I had to wave it away. Anyway, this is really good stuff. You break off a chunk about the size of your knuckle, and what I'll do is put it in a pot with 2 cups of water, and I'll simmer it. You don't ever want to boil it. I simmer it for about 45 minutes, really low simmer, and you'll see that it'll turn really dark coffee colored. And then I will pour half of that into a coffee cup and add coffee and drink it. And then I'll take this chunk, because it can be reused several times, that I just had in the pot, and I'll set it on a saucer and just leave it there beside the stove. And the next day I take that and I do it again, and I'll get 3 or 4 uses out of it. I don't remember the Latin name of this. There are some plants you see on my videos and mushrooms that you see on my videos where I don't mention the Latin name, and that's because I don't have it locked in my memory. Anyway, the other thing that I see this being used for, and I have personally never used it for this, and that is a fire starter. This is nicknamed in the Great North Tinder fungus, and it's because this is highly volatile. I watched a video where a guy decided he was going to clean his chaga and cut it and use it for teas on his garage chop saw. So you have an electric motor with an arc and you're blowing this dust all over. I was waiting to see it explode. Of course, it wouldn't have been uploaded on YouTube had it exploded, I don't think. But anyway, you do not want to store this in an area where there's flame or open flame. You want to keep it away from open flame, especially when it's dry, because it is extremely volatile. This, I've had old timers tell me this is better than gunpowder when it comes to starting fires. And gunpowder really isn't that good when it comes to starting fires because it's gone in a flash and you don't have a cinder to work with and put a tinder bundle on. So basically what I do is I'll lay a tarp down outside and use a stump, and I'll hit this and break it into chunks and then pick the chunks up off that clean tarp. That is about the best way I have found. And I use all of this. I'm not even worried about this bark, this birch bark, because technically everything on the birch tree is edible that this grows on. So it's not like there's going to be anything toxic in there unless you ate a venomous spider or something that was hiding down in it. But I use the whole of this mushroom, and I do not use it for a fire starter, but I will say that I'm going to give a demonstration on a fire starter for this. And the part of it that you want to use is this deep yellow that's on the inside of this. When you cut it fresh, this will be more yellow than orange, and you'll see that it's a solid yellow, and that is the part that you're going to want to use because it catches a spark really easy, and then you can put a bundle on it, a tinder bundle, and blow it into a flame. So with the modern conveniences that we have, I see no reason why I would carry this. I do make different fire starters for when I'm out in the bush, and I cover them in paraffin so that they're waterproof, and I don't ever have a worry about that. So this is too precious to me personally to use as a fire starter, and every time I see a video of someone using it as a fire starter, I kind of cringe just a little bit. It only grows in the north. Dawn and I usually collect ours around Thunder Bay in Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin. So come with me over here where it's a little safer to play with fire, and I will show you exactly how we start fire with this. Okay, now I've never done this. I've started fires with this, but I've never started chaga before. But from what I've seen, it catches a spark very easily. So we're going to test that theory out. Bear with me. I have a lighter here just in case I fail, by the way. We're going to give that a shot, but let me throw a spark on this and see if it's going to catch a spark. I don't see one starting. This little one started. Look at that.
It's smoking.
Do this again, see if I can get the bigger pieces so I can expedite my ember. Oops. I'm going to get that on another piece and see if I can get it going. It's about to burn me. Ouch. Ouch. Now, normally I would never use tinder this big, but I'm going to try it just because. I'm going to throw some tinder sticks on this and see if I can get this to go to flame. If I don't, I'm going to publish this video anyway because I have never done this before and I'm not too worried about the embarrassment of failure. Wow, that is a great ember. Now, if I'd have used grass on this instead of trying to be macho and use sticks, I would have already had flame. Was that a bug?
Yep.
What the heck?
Say hi. Where'd he go?
It's a wood roach.
It's a wood roach. We're burning this
Yeah,
little
he didn't
hole.
like that, did he?
He's coming back.
No, you ain't crawling on me. Get out of there. All right.
There we go.
I'm cheating now. Getting frustrated. Crumble up some leaves so I can get flame and get back to commercial break. Well, I guess now you guys know why Alone rejected me, because I'm such a slow. Yep, that didn't do it either. That should burst to flames. I can't believe it hasn't already. Keep going back to the sticks and not the leaves. Well, this is a long video of you guys watching David Michael fail. It's about time.
Flame.
You guys were beginning to question my sanity, maybe? I apologize for how long that took, but do realize that the chaga caught with an ember almost immediately. And keep in mind that I do not teach wilderness survival. I think we should all know wilderness survival, but we have a lot of modern conveniences with us that I will utilize. I do keep one of these with me everywhere I go. So that's kind of where I'm at with wilderness survival. Here was a couple of pieces that I had for tea, by the way. I wanted to see how well that burned. That's why I brought it. And the reason Dawn and I put this on this bark is because when the fire starts to die down, I am going to carry it to the river and put it out. So that's how that video works, guys. It works like someone who's never done it before gets on and talks too much and explains things he's never done before. This is my tea, and that is the survivalist's tinder. Tinder fungus, chaga. I use it for medicine. The professionals use it for tinder. Safe foraging, guys.